In 1812, the Brothers Grimm published a tale meant for adults. It describes Snow White's own mother demanding her heart and organs, and a queen forced to dance in red-hot iron shoes until she died. The real story is not a fairy tale, but a record of envy, violence, and dark maternal revenge. Why was this horror erased from history? And what else has been hidden in plain sight? In the earliest manuscript from 1812, the threat came not from a distant stepmother, but from Snow White's own mother. The queen's envy was so consuming that she ordered the huntsman to cut out her daughter's lungs and liver, organs she planned to eat, believing it would transfer beauty and youth. This demand is preserved in Jacob Grimm's field notes, where the chilling instruction is written in the margins: lungs and liver, not heart. The act was not born of hunger, but of a desire to obliterate and possess, a ritual of maternal jealousy drawn from centuries-old European tales. Jacob insisted on keeping this horror in print, arguing with Wilhelm over whether such brutality belonged in a story for families. The brothers' debate is recorded in their correspondence, revealing a deep rift between fidelity to oral tradition and the growing pressure to soften the tale. In the shadows of the manuscript, the queen's malice is absolute, a mother who seeks to consume her own child, leaving nothing but a feast of organs and a legacy of terror. A corset pulled tighter and tighter until breath is nearly stolen. In the earliest Grimm manuscript, the queen's first attempt is not a spell, but a weapon disguised as beauty, lacing Snow White so brutally that she collapses. When that fails, the queen returns with a poisoned comb, pressing it into Snow White's hair until the girl falls lifeless. These objects, described in Jacob Grimm's own field notes, are not just tools of vanity, but instruments of murder, each one chosen for its intimacy and deceit. The final blow comes with the apple, half red and half white, its poison hidden beneath a flawless skin. Snow White takes a bite and drops as if dead. The queen's triumph is short-lived. In the story's climax, punishment is not banishment or exile, but a pair of iron shoes heated until they glow. At the wedding, the queen is forced to dance in them until she dies, her agony witnessed by all. Snow White lies in a glass coffin, mourned by those who could not save her. Margaretha von Waldeck was born in 1533, a countess whose childhood unfolded in the shadow of the Waldeck-Wildungen mines. Her father's land stretched across the dense forests of central Germany, where the air was thick with dust and the clang of pickaxes echoed from dawn until dusk. In these tunnels, children as young as 8 worked alongside grown men, their growth stunted by malnutrition and years underground. Court records from Waldeck-Wildungen describe boys hunched and aged before their time, their faces marked by soot and exhaustion. Margaret's own life was marked by loss and suspicion. After her mother's death, a stepmother arrived, and Margaretha was sent away to the court in Brussels. Whispers of jealousy and political intrigue surrounded her, and at just 21, she died. Poison was suspected, but never proven. The world she left behind was one where innocence and cruelty coexisted, where the suffering of children was woven into daily life. These grim realities preserved in the archives, offer a chilling echo of the dwarfs and dangers that haunt the earliest Snow White tales. In a dim room of Lore Castle, an ornate mirror still hangs, its frame carved with curling leaves and gilded edges. The inscription at its crown reads Amour propre, a warning in French meaning self-love. Made around 1720, the mirror once reflected the faces of the von Erthal family, including Maria Sophia, born in 1729. Some believe this is the very object that inspired the talking mirror of Snow White, the silent judge of beauty and worth. The Spessart Museum catalogues the mirror as a relic of the era, its inscription a relic of Baroque fascination with vanity. Yet no record ties the Grimms directly to this artifact, and scholars caution against mistaking legend for fact. Still, the mirror's presence lingers in the mind, a real object, heavy with the weight of centuries, echoing the tale's obsession with appearance and envy. In the cold glass, the line between history and folklore blurs, reflecting not just faces, but the enduring power of vanity. By 1819, the story of Snow White was no longer meant for adults alone. Publishers and educators, wary of the tale's raw violence, pressed for change. Wilhelm Grimm, more sensitive to these demands than his brother, began to revise. The Queen, once Snow White's mother, became a stepmother. Her cannibalistic hunger for lungs and liver was softened, then erased. Letters from the Grimms reveal mounting pressure to make the tales suitable for children and the growing middle class. By 1857, the darkest details had vanished from the official text, replaced by a narrative shaped to soothe, not to shock. The story's edges dulled, its horrors hidden beneath layers of moral instruction. Between 1934 and 1937, Walt Disney and his team stripped away the darkest threads of the Grimm tale. Studio memos and censorship guidelines demanded the removal of cannibalism, torture, and the Queen's grisly execution. Scholars like Maria Tatar and Jack Zipes note how these edits, shaped by the Hays Code, transformed a brutal adult warning into a sanitized legend for families. Dark tales linger beneath every sanitized myth. As we rewrite old stories, we reveal what we choose to forget and what we still fear. The mirror never really closes its eye.